All right, guys, today's video is island and woods improvement projects. I have started with the island for phase one, and that is trimming off some trees that I finally get permission to work on. And you can see there that beech tree holds its leaves a very long time and creates a high amount of deep shade wherever it grows. It shades out a lot of species, and that was the problem I was facing on this end. Now, this may not feel like that's that big of an improvement, but it actually is. This small beech tree had such a large fanned out effect that this area here really struggled to grow anything because it was just so dark and shaded under here. So by removing these limbs now, I think this whole area right here will respond quite a bit better than in years past. So this is a pretty significant area when you're dealing in small plots. This is actually a pretty significant size area that I am fixing up and trying to make better. If you want to keep trees, I recommend making good clean cuts. If the tree is something you're going to get rid of, it don't matter. Just do whatever you need to safely to remove an entire tree, or just whatever limbs you're trying to get rid of. Over here, I continued removing low-hanging oak limbs. One of the signs of oaks is when they're starving for sunlight. When you cut all these trees down around them, they will send up new shoots up and down the trunk. That's one of the signs that they are starving for sunlight. And every oak I did open up in here did that. So I've removed a lot of these low-hanging, energy-sucking limbs that are here, which will allow, like over here in the evening, that will allow the sun to penetrate deeper into here. And in the mornings, until about maybe 1 or 2 o'clock at the most, it will allow more filtered light to hit back in here. There will be a tree that's going to be completely removed, and this will start when I get phase 2 ready to go. This dead white oak, unfortunately, is going to have to be removed. So that will open up more light. This big oak is finally breaking apart. I just hope the whole tree doesn't come down at once. I'm fine with it as long as it breaks off in chunks like it's doing here. And you can see kind of the pile of limbs that's adding up over there. So if it can become a more like a telephone pole, I will cut it down at that point. But until then, it'll stay put. But this tree died from disease. Kind of a sign of really poor soil here. And I find a lot of oaks in here have died, whether they're small or large. On the neighbor's property up the hill, I found 5 of them that were about 2 feet thick to maybe 30 inches thick tops, and they were all dead. So it's not a good sign when your soil is causing disease in trees. That means we got to fix some nutrition in here. Another thing that I intend to do is down here on this end when I start phase 2, and you can do this for any improvement project you want. As long as you're in the mindset of freeing up your oak trees, I think you're in a good place to be. Like for instance, this oak tree right here, this is actually pretty good sized red oak. This competition around it is sucking nutrients out of your nuts that it makes. It also slows the growth down and production of the tree down. If you're trying to increase your food supply, especially on these small tracts of land, if I had high amounts of food everywhere in here, the attraction would be off the scale. So I'm working on isolated trees in here that I can fix up. So we got to remember, for those of you that's been around long enough, not the new people won't understand this, but look at how the island had started. I'm talking about back toward the beginning, how bad this was growing. Now apply that same feature out here, and you can see why competition for nutrition is so high. Yes, the roots go way deeper than, you know, what these plants over here can grow, which allows them to grab more nutrients from the deep. But when you log and don't replace, you're robbing the land slowly over time of what it has nutrition wise. So over here, we'll take a bit of a stroll here. I'll show you the new steps I put in too. And we're going to try to finish off the last bit of correction on them for Mom, so she doesn't have an accident. Her stepping ability isn't what it used to be. So we're going to play it safe. She still gets in and out of the blind, but there might be that one day she may not do well. So there's the new steel steps. Safety is very important. Very sturdy. And the only thing we're going to add is that platform right here to cover this hole up. And that'll give her somewhere to stand because she gets unsteady at times. All right, so I've got some oak trees over here that I intend to fix here in the next video. So this will be kind of a setup to show you what I was looking to do here to help this place be a little more attractive to deer in general. So we have a good solid oak tree down here, but we also have some other oaks that are in more of a troubling situation. So this oak right here is in actually good shape. You know, some of the competition here could be cut down, but I also need to maintain a little bit of woodiness right here because she gets kind of picky on how the woods look. But over here, we have some oak trees that need to be freed up. And with competition as fierce as it is for nutrients, this will be a big help to these oak trees. All right, so in this situation, I've got two really promising white oaks here. And I'm going to cut that cedar tree down. Try to be quiet here for the neighbors. I'm going to cut that cedar tree down and remove this tree from robbing moisture and nutrients. And I'm just going to leave the tree laying there and let it rot back into the ground. It will take some time, but both of these trees here will be freed up of a big time competitor. That's the type of improvements I'm looking for right now. There's plenty of other trees in here that need help, but these are simple fixes. It doesn't seem like a lot, but when you're on small tracts of land, anything you can find that you think can be better, I would recommend doing it. So that cedar tree will be gone. And then I've got another good example down here. Another tree that I will be fixing with those two as well. And that is this white oak right here. All right, it's in actually a really good open area. It's just this cedar tree is not dead and is competing with nutrients and is growing literally up against the white oak down here and causing problems. So I will remove this tree, kill it. The good thing about cedar trees, I can cut anywhere along its trunk and it'll kill it. I don't have to cut it back down to the ground. But these are three major oak trees that need to be producing at a higher clip to draw more deer in. And that will take care of an area that is more than 20 yards. Well, actually more like 15 to 20. So this would be, this dip is a big security thing for them. And I don't mind at all. As long as they're on my property, they're safe until it's a shooter. All right, guys, that's all I've got for now. Another video is coming on these projects as I enter phase 2. Have a good one.